Good morning, everyone. Here for another message. As always, if you hear a noise, it's my son. He's asleep. So, I think I have this title like his dreams. I'm not sure if I'm gonna change the title. I already have the songs attached, so whatever I'm gonna say, I'm gonna keep the music attached to it. Excuse me. So, as I always say, when I start learning more things or understanding things more, I come explain it to you. Excuse my voice, because I was like out, and then I just woke up out of nowhere and decided to do this video. So when I was younger, I used to get bullied a lot. So I got bullied from people I went to school with, family, like cousins and stuff. What else? Church members. I used to get bullied a lot. And it wasn't the easiest thing. So there's different types of bullies. You have the bullies that push on you, shove on you. You have the bullies that call you out of your name. You have the church bullies that throw the word at you. And there was another type of bully. I can't remember that. That just isolate you. It's different types. It's different forms of bullying, just to let you know. So the other day, I was having a moment thinking about some things, and I was wondering how in the world these people was attacking me. How in the world these people attacked me so well, try to attack me when I was younger. Because, trying to think about all of this stuff. And I realized, like for myself, my spirit can travel through time, okay? Excuse me. And their spirits can travel through time. And then I started noticing, okay, when I watch certain videos, I can tell when I'm channeling myself through different people in the world. Then I was like, okay, I can tell when they're channeling, excuse my little tape, channeling people through different people in the world. And then it all came clear. When I was a kid, all these people was the people around me. They was my cousins. They was my family. They was the church people. All these people in these high society world was controlling the people that was around me. Every single one of them. And see, this is the thing about being in a small town. Being in a small town is amazing because it's quiet. You don't have a lot of noise. Everybody know everybody or whatever like that. However, being in a small town can be very toxic because everybody know everybody and no noise. So that means they got to create something. Being in a small town, people talk among each other and stuff. And when you look at the spiritual world, and being in a small town, people don't talk about the spirit. Now, when y'all look at the Bible, that's what they focus on, the Bible, reality. When it comes to the spirit, nobody talks about that in the reality form. Everything is undercover. Again, being in a small town, everybody talks. But at the same time, everybody's hiding too. It's a lot of undercover stuff that goes on in a small town. And very evil. Because they don't have nothing else to do with their time, they're bored. So what you do when you're bored? Sleep and eat. And gossip. That's it. You get information. You go feed yourself. And then you go to sleep. Don't get me wrong. They work. They go. You do a little here and there. But at the same time, that's really what it boils down to. So what happens with people that's like that? Mind control. Easily manipulated. And this is how I can prove it. When I was younger, there was a girl. Where I lived at, there was one. Where I lived at. And everybody used to call her Beyonce. Literally. I didn't call her that. But she was this type of person where everybody kept following her. It's like she had millions everywhere because of the way she looked and the way she was shaped. And whenever she comes around, it's like I was thrown to the side. Everybody told me to leave and go, and we all related except for her. We all related. And the thing about it is, even when we was in school, she was considered the popular one in the school. Everybody was following her. It was like there was like a moth to a flame. And I don't know what it was, but for me, That's what made me not like Beyonce when I was younger, because of her. It was like, why the heck? It was like, I like the music, but what is it about Beyonce that I can't stand about her? But the girl, every time she come around, she would do some little slick stuff. Lo and behold, that was Beyonce inside of her. It's crazy, y'all. Beyonce was terrorizing me as a kid. She would go into the spiritual world and do her little stuff and terrorize the heck out of me as a little kid. I couldn't even hang out with my cousins and anybody, because as soon as she come around, everybody was around her. It's like she wanted attention. She wanted people all up on her. And yeah, in the reality world, just to let you know, who she is in the reality world is the same. And I'm calling everything out, because they only can mimic who you are. That's it. If you allow that spirit into you, they only mimic who you are. It ain't no different than any of the other people I went to school with. When I look back, I can tell when people was being like doing some janky stuff to me. I had family members and stuff, cousins, that would be hateful towards me out of nowhere. And it's crazy, like, I literally had guy cousins that was liking me. And then there was girls that was related to them that was liking them. And I'm sitting here like, what type of incest mess is this? This ain't the life I live. I'm going to call it all out. I'm tired, because y'all should have left me alone. It is what it is. And then when it came to the adults, the parents, they used to dog me out. They used to laugh at me, talk about me. They didn't know that I knew what was going on. So just to let y'all know, hometown, I already could tell what y'all was thinking before y'all thought it. I always can feel how you felt about me. Some people I called it out on, but a lot of times I just kept it to myself. I already knew how y'all truly felt about me, every single one of y'all. Just to let y'all know. I just walked around like I didn't know anything. So when y'all thought that I was dumb because I was quiet, I was being quiet because y'all was too dumb to realize what y'all was doing. Because y'all allowed those spirits to come into y'all bodies, and I seen them jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. Because y'all didn't want to know yourself. All y'all want to do is gossip and pretend to be some high society type stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some people that was nice to me. But at the same time, there were some spirits where it was jumping in, where y'all was talking about me behind closed doors, and y'all thought I didn't know. But anyway, so in the reality world, I stayed quiet. I was bullied a lot. Like, folks was being mean and hateful. It's weird. They'll be nice and then do some hateful stuff. Now, there are a few, very few, that wasn't like that. Very few. It's like on my hand. That wasn't like that. That was literally trying to be nice to me. A couple cousins that was really trying to be nice to me. But everybody else was on demon time. So, I know. It's like, I don't want to talk about this, but I have to. So this is how I made myself to be who I am today. Whenever these people treated me like crap, right? Talked about me, said hateful stuff to me. Basically what I did is this. I never fought in the reality world. I would go in the spiritual world. So anytime somebody says something hateful to me, I would have an imagination that I was fighting them in the spiritual world. And that's how I started. So when I was a little kid, I fought as a little kid in the spiritual world. Anytime my imagination, and it was crazy because the way my mind was as a kid, any type of horror story you could think of, that's how my mind was as a kid. It would go that route in the spiritual world. I was more in that world than I was in the reality world. And see, when I look at my life now, that's why I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the demonic. I'm not afraid of those things, because I put myself in that world as a little kid. Because I had to strengthen myself. So what I did was, anytime somebody says something to me, I go in the spiritual world and pretend myself fighting that person in the spiritual world. In my mind, I'm like, you know what? It's my world. I can control whatever I want. So I attack them in the spiritual world. And that's how I got stronger. And before you know it, it became a reality. So when things happen, it didn't affect me as it's supposed to. So when y'all would jump into these bodies and have these people to say some hateful stuff to me and do hateful things, that's how I fought y'all. That's how I was able to get through. I became what I wanted to be in the spiritual world. So in the outside world, I was this quiet, shy person, the one that nobody wanted to be around, the one that, like, I communicated with people, but I was always to myself. But in the spiritual world, I was a fighter. I would go, whatever my mind created, I would do it in the spiritual world. A lot of times and right now I'm really kind of talking to the people that back at home, so you will understand what was going on with me too. So a lot of times when y'all saw me just staring and y'all thought I was in y'all business, it wasn't that. I was daydreaming. That's it. I daydream. I was always in a fantasy world 90% of the time because I didn't like the regular world. So a lot of times when y'all thought that, oh, something's wrong with her or whatever, I literally was in a fantasy world all the time, creating the world that I wanted because I didn't like the world I was living in. So I stayed there. I made that world my home, and I built from there. Excuse me. I built a place there. It became my safe haven. I always fantasized all the time. So that's how I strengthened myself. I took the weaknesses that was on the outside, because in the reality world, whenever y'all said stuff, I was scared to say something back because y'all didn't know, but deep down I was scared to say something back because I knew what energy that was within me. I knew that my thoughts was crooked, and I didn't want to lash out on y'all because if I would have fought y'all back, it wouldn't have been good for y'all. Just to let y'all know. So it wasn't so much that I was scared of you. I was scared of me. Because the way my thoughts was. Because the way how I felt. Because I knew that I was in a good place, in good spirit, and y'all was being hateful to me. So I'm going to jump around here. So there was a time, excuse me, I was in high school. And like I said, I was getting teased a lot. And I was in a class, and so my granddaddy, he was sick. He was in the hospital, and he was sick. And not hospital, in a nursing home. So it was weird. My granddad, as always since I was a kid, he never talked. He never talked to me. But I used to go to the nursing home and sit with him. And when he ever communicated, he'll point at something, and that's how I communicated with him. But he never talked to me. And he got sick out of nowhere. His eyes turned gray. His tongue got thick, and he couldn't eat. So I knew, based off of watching a TV show, that he ain't gonna last much longer. Normally it takes like 7 days if you can't eat or drink anything. So I'm in school, and I knew that he was about to die. I already knew he was about to die. One, he started calling out my grandmother's name and stuff. So that's when I knew, because he never really talked. So that's when I knew he was already transitioning. Excuse me. So I was in class one day, and these people started teasing the mess out of me. And y'all know the old school desk that's connected to the chair? That was connected to the chair, those desks? I almost picked the thing up and threw it across the table, across the room at these people. The only thing that stopped me, because one of the girls was pregnant. The other girl, I knew she went to the church I went to. I was about to throw the chair across the thing. They had to stop me. Because that's how bad I was teased. That's how much energy I had within me, where I was ready to go off on people. I always knew that I was physically stronger than everybody that was around me. Mentally stronger. Even as a kid, I had a cousin that dabbled in martial arts. And he was big about it. He was a black belt. So while he was doing all of that, I learned pressure points. So one day he came up and was pretend fighting with me. I hit him in the pressure points. I'm very intelligent. I don't do all the extra stuff y'all do. I don't go, even jobs, whatever I do, I go the easy route. I use my brain and know how to maneuver and still be on track. and still not cheat the game. But I know the game. So when y'all was sitting here terrorizing me through people throughout my life, y'all didn't realize y'all was helping me to build the strength up inside of me. Y'all didn't realize that y'all helped me to create the imagination I had, to create the person I want to be, because I was molding my spirit on the inside. So when I transitioned it, now this is what you see. There have been so many times I could have wore y'all tails out, but I didn't. And see, the thing about it is, when I look at y'all now and y'all scrambling, it's amazing how y'all was right there in my face and still didn't see nothing. See, I've been so used to being in that dark world, y'all thought that y'all was putting me there. I offered myself to go there. I've always offered myself to go there. I've always offered myself to be in the dark. Even in my reality world, I always put myself in the dark for some odd reason. Because I realized in this world, in order to win the world, you have to defeat the darkness. You have to defeat that dark place. You have to go into that dark place. That's the only way you can heal yourself. So when I went through stuff, when y'all was being hateful, I would go into the dark world and repair whatever was messed up with me. Whatever I was scared of in the reality, I go in the dark world and set those images up. So if I was afraid of something, that's how I handle it. I would go in the dark and terrorize my own self. Y'all was doing it in reality, and I was going into the dark to terrorize myself so I can be strong enough so when I pull myself back, this is how I can come out. In this world, y'all fighting the wrong fight. Excuse me. Y'all fighting the wrong fight. Instead of having guns, knives, yelling and screaming at people, when people be mean to you, you don't have to jump every time somebody says something to you. Go into that dark place that you're afraid of. Fight there. Fight that good fight there. Use your imagination. You in control of your own world. You created it. They are visitors into your world. They're trespassers into your world. So whenever they trespass you, you automatically have the authority to do whatever you want to do. So the same way y'all have these laws where somebody come onto your property in certain locations, not all, but in certain locations, y'all are able to protect yourselves. You can do the same thing in the spirit. So what you do is, and this go for kids. Again, my video is for adults right now, but this is what you can tell your kids. Tell them use their imaginations. Whenever a bully is bullying them, tell them use their imagination. Tell them to picture themselves having that fight. This is a way to prove it. How many of y'all know that people are going to say something hateful to you and you play the role out in your head before it comes? So now, when they come to you, now you know what you're going to say because you went into the darkness. So you already heard what they was thinking about. Just to let you know, whenever you sit back and you hear somebody say, it's like you arguing. You having an argument. That person ain't nowhere around. But you literally having an argument in your head. Like if you talking to that person, guess what? That's a real conversation. They having that conversation with you in the spirit. Because they thinking about what they going to say to you to start to bother you. That's your warnings. Just to let you know. Sorry, my hands shaking, my energy. Those are your warnings. It's up to you. Anytime you have a pre-argument in your head where you're like fussing with someone and you're like, I ain't even with that person, but it's like you already know how they gonna react because they're in the spirit having that actual argument with you because they planning on what they're gonna say to you. It's like the punchline. You know how like when people have punchlines, it's because they already had that argument or that conversation in their head. So they was prepared to be able to say what they wanted to say to that person. That's how you avoid things. It ain't no different than with me. I go through them all the time with my mother. I can hear her conversations. What she thinking about, what she gonna say to me. So I pre-program what I'm gonna say, but then this is the kicker. I shut it down. See, before I'll go in my head and have that conversation with her and go back and forth. Then I wonder why my spirit is being triggered. Now I'm pissed off in the reality world. And she ain't nowhere near around me. And then guess what? When she comes around me, now we having a problem. So what I learned is when that conversation goes on, shut it down so it doesn't become into the 3D, 4D, or whatever you want to call it. Shut it down. That's how you fight. Those are warnings. It lets you know that these people are ready, that they're about to attack you. If the conversation ain't that, it's going to be something close to it. It's warnings to let you know you're about to be attacked. If these things come up to you before you think about it, like if you're just sitting there, I'm having a good day or whatever, and out of nowhere you can hear somebody fussing with you or starting something, again, they're having that conversation in the spirit. It's no different in dreams. When y'all having dreams and you're thinking about a person, like you be asleep and you're like chill, and out of nowhere you think about this person. You want to know why? Because they thinking about you. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I had some coffee. They're thinking about you. Just to let you know. So anytime you sleep and you out and you minding your business in your little world, and then somebody pops up into your dream, they're thinking about you. You're on their mind. Now, that goes a couple ways. If they are close to you and you normally communicate with them, go check on them. Okay? Go check on them because something could be going on. It's your warnings. Go check on them. Other times, it's because those people are reminiscing about you. Now, when it comes to relationships and old flings and stuff, that doesn't mean all the time they want you. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's just they trying to repair themselves on what they did wrong in a relationship with you. And that could be your opportunity to explain to them what they did wrong. You can control your dreams, just to let you know. So whenever there's a scenario that's happening, you have to stop and catch yourself in the midst of it and change it up. That's how you stop these things coming, manifesting into the reality. Because whoever is the strongest controls the dream. Have y'all ever watched movies or TV shows when they have those imaginations and somebody be like, get out of my head? Because whoever is stronger in the spiritual world controls the dream. So if you're not able to get out of the dream, they stronger. That lets you know your spirit is weak. Strengthen it up. Strengthen it up. Okay? Because if they can control your spirit, they can control your reality. Just to let y'all know. The fight y'all fighting in this world is not in the reality, it's in the spirit. That's where you fight at. Because even these people, my family, all of them, they nice to me now. Once in a while, like my mom would say something, but for the most, they real nice to me now. Because those spirits are not strong enough to manifest on me. Because I fight them in the spirit. So when they go into her body or my uncle's body or somebody's body to try to attack me, to fuss with me, I stop it. I stop it before they can do anything. So by the time they want to communicate with me, they nice to me. Now whatever I'm going to explain is, all of y'all that was mean, y'all could have stopped it. Y'all could have stopped it. Y'all could have said, you know what? Nah, that's not right. I need to be nice to this person. I need to check on this person. I need to talk to this person. If you allow those spirits to come in, I don't care if you're a child. If you allow those spirits to come in, that was by choice. It's because you wanted to be on that time. You like that energy. You like that feeling. That was your true colors. Just to let y'all know. That's your true colors. So that goes for anyone in the world. A bully doesn't start being a bully on the outside. They start on the inside. So whoever's attacking them on the inside, they come outside and attack someone else. Either they attack someone they feel is weaker on the outside, or attack the actual attacker on the outside. And a lot of times a bully attacks somebody that's weaker. That means somebody that's stronger than them is bullying them. Just to let y'all know, it's always like that. A bully only attack somebody they think that is weaker. But a bully is only a bully because someone is bullying them. Just to let you know. That's literally how it go. Somebody's messing with them. And it's not always the person in reality. It's someone in the spiritual world that's attacking them. And it could be your own family. It could be your friends. It could be some outsiders. Because there are random people in the world that jump into people's random bodies and mind control. Either they jump in the body or they in the ear, telling the person what to do. If you want to strengthen yourself up, go into the spiritual world. Go into that darkness. See, right now when y'all look at me, y'all looking at me inside out. Inside out. Yeah, inside out. But everybody else, y'all looking outside in. That's why it's so dark. Y'all in the dark world. Y'all know that? I don't care if y'all looking at the sun right now. You in the dark world. If you're not at peace in your life, you are walking in the dark world. I'm inside of you. That's the lighthouse. The lighthouse is on the inside. In order to get the light on the outside, you got to come find me. And in order to do that, you got to go within. So right now, that's why the world is so chaotic. They got to have some people so mean and hateful. I'm not the only person that went through this, by the way. Okay, there's a lot more people out here in the world where they have these higher ups, and not even if it's not higher ups, it's spirits throughout your community or random people in the world that's attacking you. Okay, if you're going through a lot, if your storyline is where you're going through a lot in your life, it's random people that can see that your light is starting to shine, and they're in the dark. So what's going on is this: they can see your light. That's why they're attacking you. It don't matter how dim it is. If your light is brighter than theirs, they're going to attack you. Excuse me. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. But if you notice, if people are in the dark, they don't mess with those people because they can't see them. Look, I'm going to break it down again. Turn all your lights off in your house. And get in the darkest room. Go in the closet. Get in the darkest room. If you can't see nobody, how can you know somebody there? So in this world, the reason why a lot of y'all that are good-hearted people get attacked is because they see your light. They in the dark. They got to get around light. That's it. They have to get around light. So that's why they come to you and screw with you, because they need you, because they can't see, because their life look like this. Just to let you know, that's what their life look like. They are in the dark. So when they look at the celebrity world, that's why the celebrity world loves the cameras so much, because they're in the dark. Not all of y'all, but a good chunk of y'all in the dark. That's why y'all need paparazzi. Y'all need to be on the tabloids. Y'all need to be in the spotlight. Y'all need these roles. That's why y'all do these things where y'all have to be naked and do all this other stuff and have these scandals and these beefs and stuff. Because when the light is not on you, you're scared. That's all it is. When the light is not on you, you're scared. Whatever goes on in reality world is the same in the spiritual world. That's it. That's literally it. So, if you want to be able to find your light so it can shine bright, go into the darkness. Use your imagination, but don't let it run away from you. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.